Good morning, students. Today we'll be starting with Science 2, Chapter 5 towards green energy. Can you recall what is energy? We have learned the definition of energy in the lower class as energy is the capacity of a body to perform work. What are the different types of energy? The different types of energy are potential energy and kinetic energy. What are the different forms of energy? The different forms of energy are mechanical energy, heat energy, light energy, sound energy, chemical energy, etc. Make a list of the work that we do in our day-to-day life using energy. Which form of energy do we use? Discuss with your friends. It's a general discussion. We can look at example around 2-3 examples. Like for example, heat energy is used to cook food. Electrical energy is used in electrical appliances like fan, TV, computer, etc. Sound energy is used in generated using chemical energy stored in our body while talking. Kinetic energy is used for running, cycling, etc. So now we will be starting with the main topic, energy and the use of energy. Now we know that in our day-to-day life, the basic needs of food, clothing and shelter, along with that energy has also become an important factor. We need energy in different forms for various type of work. The energy that we need may be in the form of mechanical energy, it can be chemical energy, it can be sound energy, light energy, heat energy, any other forms of energy. How do we get these forms of energy? Let us see that. Now we know that energy can be converted from one form to another. Different sources of energy are used to the different form of energy necessary for us. We will learn in this chapter about various sources that are now used for the generation of electrical energy, the methods that we use there for this, the scientific principles that are used here, the advantages and disadvantages of this method, and we'll also learn what is the meaning of green energy. Generation of electrical energy. Most of the electric power plants are based on the principle of electromagnetic induction. According to this principle, whenever magnetic field around a conductor changes, a potential difference is generated across the conductor. We learnt about it in detail in the previous chapter. The field around a conductor can be changed in two ways. If a conductor is stationary and the magnet is rotating, the field around the conductor changes. At the same time, if a magnet is stationary but the conductor is moving, then also the field around the conductor will change. Thus, in both these cases, a potential difference is created across the conductor. The electrical power generating machines based on this principle is called as an electric generator. In the previous chapter, we learnt about it, a DC generator as well as an AC generator. Such large generators are used in commercial power generation plant. Electricity is generated at a power station using an energy source, a turbine and a generator. The energy source is used to drive the turbine or move the turbine. A turbine has blades. A flow of liquid or gas is directed on those blades. Look at the diagram. You can see the turbine with blades. Now, when this causes the turbine to move. The turbine, which in turn is connected to an electric generator, causes the magnet in the electric generator to rotate and the electric energy is produced. Thus, this method of electric energy generation can be represented as to generate electricity based on the principle of electromagnetic induction, we will be needing a generator. To rotate the generator, we need a turbine. To move the turbine, we need an energy source. So if you look at the diagram, there is a turbine. We have to move this turbine. The turbine is connected to the generator and it will be moving that. Now based on the type of energy source used to rotate the turbine, there are different types of power generating stations or power plants. If you look the flow chart of a electric generation process, you look down, proper energy source to run turbine, it can be steam, it can be nuclear power, it can be natural gas, it can be any source that moves the turbine. The turbine in turns move the generator, and the generator helps in generating electricity. Thermal energy based electric power station, or in simple words, thermal power plant. In a thermal power plant, chemical energy in coal is converted into electrical energy. In this, the turbine is rotated using steam. Water is heated in a boiler using the thermal energy released due to burning of coal. Steam of very high temperature and pressure is generated. The energy in the steam drives or moves the turbine. Thus, the generator connected to the turbine rotates and the electrical energy is produced. The steam is converted back into water and the water is recirculated in the boiler. That means in this case, the source of energy is steam, or the coal which heats up the water gets converted into steam that moves the turbine. The turbine in turn is connected to the generator, and the magnet moves and gives rise to generate electricity. If you look at the flow chart, you have coal, the boiler for conversion of water to steam. So when coal is heated up, it converts the water into steam. It goes and hits or moves the steam turbine that moves the generator and generate electricity. And in the meantime, the water goes back and reconverts back into water and steam. Means the same water is used again and again. Since thermal energy is used here to generate electrical energy, these power plants are also called as thermal power plant. In thermal power plant, the chemical energy in the coal is converted into electrical energy through several steps. Chemical energy in the coal gets converted into thermal energy in the steam. The thermal energy gets converted into kinetic energy in the steam. The kinetic energy is converted into kinetic energy in the turbine. That means it moves the turbine, and that moves the generator, and that in turn produces the electrical energy. If you see this, you get a lot of questions on these flow charts. So you have to separately learn the flow chart showing the energy conversion as well as the showing the generation of electric charge. Down, if you see, you will be, that is the schematic diagram of a thermal power plant. We will be seeing how the thermal power plant works. We saw the energy conversion in case of thermal power plant. Now look at the construction and the working of the thermal power plant. As we said, in a thermal power plant, chemical energy in coal is converted to electrical energy. A thermal power plant consists of a boiler, a condenser, a turbine, a generator, pump, and two towers. One, if you can see the big tower, and the other one is called as the cooling tower. Coal is combusted in the boiler or heated in the boiler using the thermal energy released during the burning of coal. Steam of very high temperature and pressure is generated. The gases that are emitted during the combustion are released in the atmosphere through a very high tower known as stack. If you look at the diagram in the previous page, you will be able to see that. The steam is used to drive the turbine, which in turn rotates the generator, and electrical energy is produced. Once the turbine is rotated using the steam at high temperature and high pressure, the steam temperature and the pressure decreases. The steam is then cooled in the condenser by using water from the cooling tower. Once the steam has condensed back to water, it is again recirculated in the boiler. The heat absorbed by the water from the cooling tower is released to the atmosphere in the form of vapor and heated air through the cooling tower. That is why if you look at a thermal power station schematic diagram, you will be seeing there are two towers. One is the cooling tower and the other is called as the stack. But this kind of power plants, that is the thermal power plant, has certain problems or disadvantages. Basically because it is using coal, and coal, as we know, is a fossil fuel. Now what are the disadvantages or the problems of using a thermal power plant? The first one is air pollution due to burning of coal. We know that burning of coal will result in carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, etc. Second point, along with emission of gas due to burning of coal, even soot particles, that is carbon particles, are given out in the environment. The reserves of fuel, that is fossil fuel, is very limited, and because of which it is causing a lot of problem as we go on using coal, and the sources or resources of coal is slowly getting depleted.